Are you worried that discipline is going to kill your options? This is what discipline actually does. It helps you to clarify your purpose and what is important in your life. That happens every day, what you show up for and what you are committing to again and again. What if we viewed discipline as devotion? What in your life are you devoted to? What goals do you most want to achieve? Your discipline is not going to be great overnight. If we look at discipline as a devotion, it becomes, what do we show up with each day with an open heart, an openness to what's going to unfold, even if part of that devotion is challenging. If you're working on your strength training, you're trying to build muscle, every day that you make a commitment and you arrive at the gym, and certainly there are some days where you are not going to want to be at the gym, but you get there and you show up with this love for your body and for what it can do. When you leave the gym, you've still met that commitment to yourself of working in a small way each day to say, I love and I'm committed to this goal and this practice. Discipline as designing a structure that supports you and works for you and gives you real infrastructure in your life to know what's most important. And know that you can build towards larger goals. There are certain things that you have to build capacity for in order to meet them. Begin with a small commitment towards your goal. And then as you continue to build that habit, that structure, that discipline, you're showing up and it feels natural. It feels like part of who you are because you're adopting a completely different lifestyle. While your goals may change over the course of your life, by building discipline and creating these sort of devotional practices around what it is you want to accomplish, you're stepping into a completely different lifestyle. It's going to take time to build to a larger goal, and nothing gets built without those smaller commitments. So for now, what's one small commitment that you can make towards your goal? What's one thing that you could repeat on a daily basis? It doesn't have to be a big thing. It doesn't have to be something that is impressive to others. This is simply a relationship between you and yourself. No one needs to know what it is that you're working towards. And if you're like me, you likely have had many times in your life where you feel completely unstructured. That is due to not a personal failing. It's not a lack of trying. Essentially, what's happening is you haven't designed a system that's going to work for you. What you've done is you have taken your goal and you've modeled how to complete that goal based off of perhaps someone else and the systems that worked for them. I'm not saying to shun conventional wisdom, especially if you are trying to do something physical where you are, for example, training for a race. Instead of trying to fit into a particular mold of what is known to work, ask yourself what system would work for you. Take into account your current lifestyle, your current energy, responsibilities. Taking those things into account will help you design a system that is going to work for you, your practice of devotion towards whatever goal it is that you have. Be kind to yourself throughout the process. We're here to try and figure things out and get closer to ourselves. If you're struggling along the way, know that you're not alone. You build resilience and capacity within yourself that you start to say, oh yeah, I can do that. If there's something important to you that you're working towards, no matter how big or small, that you stick with it. And if you need any support or accountability, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to cheer you on. So today has been day number 14, talking about discipline and shifting it into a devotional practice.